and traveled the long road to justice together. Holy moly, that was fast, y'all. I'm Gigi. Welcome to another episode of Pretty Lies and Alibis. We got a verdict. Should be read in about 15 minutes if they go by the timeline that they've set forth. I'm going to share my screen when it comes up so we can all watch together. Thanks for those of you who jumped on here. Definitely does not bode well for George Wagner when they all come back this soon. It looks like less than 7 hours of deliberation. So usually that's not good for the defendant. So no, I don't think this is good, Brittany. No way. Too fast. I tell you what, maybe my hung jury theory was wrong. I don't see 12 people saying not guilty though. Yeah, so I'll share my screen. I'm able to do that. I'll show you a little preview to make sure it works while I'm doing this. Let's see. Yeah, so we can watch together. So I'm just going to keep this like that so we can keep an eye on the verdict. What do y'all think? Yeah, way too fast. Miss Chewy, you are thinking what I think. Hey, Butterfly. Hey, Pamela, Terry, Donna, Melissa, Just Me, Amber, Steve, Donna, Inked, Jennifer, Agatha, Terry, Lawful Law, all y'all. Welcome to all y'all. We're going to do verdict watch together. I'm sweating because I'm nervous. So I'm going to have to take this off, y'all. Hey, rock and rolla. Yeah, Debbie, I think this is going to be a big fat guilty verdict because it's just fast. You get one or two that hang up. It takes a while to kind of get everybody on the same page. I hope you guys can hear when they come on. I'm not sure how this works. Hopefully you can hear. I'm new at all this, y'all. Too fast for a hung jury. I agree 100%. I feel like Eminem. Arms are sweaty. No, wait. His palms are sweaty. Knees weak. Arms are heavy. Thank you, Lucia. Appreciate that. Yeah, I bet George Wagner is shaking in his boots right now. I really have to say, I think that Prosecutor Wilson jumped in at the last minute and saved this. I'm not sure we would have a verdict this quick if the closing or the rebuttal was not as good as it was yesterday, because I thought Mom Spaghetti, yeah. I really, really thought that this would take longer. But this is, I really, really thought. Oh, well, oops, I accidentally clicked something. So, the one thing that I'll never understand, y'all, is why they did not change the venue for this. And on one hand, I'm really glad that these people will be the ones to give the rodents justice. At the same time, I think I think whatever this verdict is, he's going to appeal it. Yeah, I think so. Dixie Chicken. I love that name, by the way. Oh, thank you, Allison. That is so sweet. I don't have another full-time job. That's why you see ads in the middle of these podcasts, because I don't charge for these episodes. So that's how I'm able to do what I do. And then I own a business with my dad. So I'm really fortunate. I've been able to stay home and raise my kids and do what I love, which is true crime. I did see that Christine dies, but thank you very much, Allison and Lucia. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much. Thanks to Miss Chewy. I know she's in here modding. I'm not sure if Michelle's in here yet or Hash Brown, but thank you to Miss Chewy who's handling this chat for me. Not good for George Kelly. I agree 100%. Yeah. I just got back from Publix, y'all. If this verdict would have come down when I was in Publix, I'd have dropped my eggs and run out of there. Not even kidding. I picked my kid up from school. If there had been a verdict, I'd have had that door open and said, jump in. We got to go. I appreciate all you guys. It's like the end of this awesome period for this podcast and awesome in that I think we'll get justice for the Roden family and the Gilly family. And awesome because you guys have all flooded this channel and trusted me with this coverage. So I hope you please stick around. I'm going to do the same thing for Murdaugh in January. Now that this is going to be over, I'm going to hop on the University of Idaho murders and really start diving into that. May pick Donna. It was I have to count on my fingers because I stink at math. So 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 7.5 hours, maybe. That's pretty quick. Andy killed it yesterday. That is putting it mildly, Kelly. He really, really nailed it. Delphi, I'm all over it, Sherry. Yep. In fact, tomorrow I'm going to be reading through that Delphi probable cause affidavit that was released yesterday. I just haven't had time to do it. Lisa, I'm not sure there's been an actual date set for Billy yet. 7 hours and 24 minutes. Thank you, Nikki. Not long. Not good for I think the cameraman's nervous. He's shaking. 7:26:15. Wow. Billy, Allison, this is a good question. Patsy, stick around for Murdaugh. It's going to be mind blowing, I think. So, Allison, my way of thinking is even if George is found guilty, Billy has nothing to lose taking it to trial. I think that you plead guilty, you go to prison for the rest of your life. You go to trial, you're probably going to prison for the rest of your life. But there is that one teeny, teeny, tiny chance somebody says, can't do it. But maybe he doesn't want the embarrassment after all this. Maybe he doesn't shake it into shock vest. I'd be a little nervous right now if I was George wearing that shock vest, because I'm sure he's shaking. Squeaky, it's true. That's what I thought. They barely had time to fill out all the forms. When I went into Publix earlier, right. Yeah. Let me find out who said that. Yeah. So Katrina, you're right. This is a verdict. This is not a hung jury. This is not one holding out. Butterfly. Yeah. I can't wait to cover Murdaugh. It's close to me. So I'm planning on going down and, hopping in on some testimony. So yeah, I'm gonna be there for that. No, I don't think, unless I'm wrong, to Linda, I don't think they've set one yet. I think I've heard spring. All I know in January is Murdaugh. I'd hate to have to choose between Billy Wagner. Thank you, JC, one of the OGs. Somebody's been with us a long time. If he's only guilty on certain counts, will it make a difference in his sentence? Yeah, it depends on what they find him guilty on. I have a feeling this is going to be guilty on all charges. Just a speculation by me because it took so little time. Verdict in about 20. Was that enough time for them? Well, they declined to read Jake's transcript because 67 pages. That's the equivalent, I put it out earlier, to reading Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. So we would have been here a few weeks. So they declined to read that transcript and went on without it. When about an hour ago, I walked into Publix to grab a few things. I really wasn't expecting a verdict till the end of the week, to be honest. I thought maybe somebody held out, but I don't think so. Thank you, Terry Perry. You are awesome. I appreciate the super chat. So I get this alert from Anjanette because I have her on my phone and I have her alerts pulled up. And so she said they're in chambers. They've taken the court reporter in chambers with both sides. And I thought, ooh, so I was like, I don't know if you guys remember that show Supermarket Sweep, where they like run through the store and they're just throwing stuff in their buggies real fast. That was me in Publix, y'all. And then I had to go pick my kid up. I was like, get in the car. We got verdict. Quick verdict usually, I don't know, Skipper. They say quick verdicts usually are in the state's favor. We'll see. Hey, this could be very much not guilty as guilty, but yeah. Jennifer, problems with my YouTube. Oh, let me answer that question, Courtney. Thank you for the super chat. Who thinks Billy will plea out if George is found guilty? I don't think he has anything to lose going to court. I just said that. Wow. Thank you, Who Said, and Miss Kelly. You guys are rocking it. I appreciate it. I just don't think that Billy has a thing to lose by going to trial. If he pleads guilty, he's gone. Okay. End of story. You have no chance. And it will be for life. Sherry, Big E called me. He and Jamie are doing the video of driving past the crime scenes for me. And, he called to ask me if I had the addresses of where those cameras were. I was in Publix. So then I'm like, "Oh, dude, do you think we have a verdict?" He's like, "No. In fact, I need to try to call him right away." Um, yeah, I'm sorry, about the YouTube issues. Oh, it's Biggie. Biggie, where you at? Everybody's asking about you. I'm live. We got a verdict. Y You gonna miss it? Okay, there I think verdict is gonna be, let me double check, but it should be in about, 10 minutes, dude. Yeah, it was 20 to 25 minutes, just a few minutes ago. Does anybody on here know what time they said? B I don't know, man. Maybe DeWine's got him a little private jet, but they said 20 to 25 minutes, and that was probably 15 minutes ago. So, yeah, I don't know if you wanna just pull up the feed, but if you're 30 minutes away, yeah, 4:20 to 4:25 is when it's gonna be read, so any second now. Oh, wow. Well, alright, dude, be safe. Bye. Poor Big E. Of all days, he goes to make the drive to Union Hill to all the crime scenes. Verdict. So he can't get there. He's 30 minutes away. That was 19 minutes ago. Yeah. Yeah, Daryl Brooks said, I've always heard the quicker it comes back, the bad, it's bad for the defendant. So, let's see here. Wow, we have almost 800 people in here. That's amazing. Um, Pussycat, I'm kind of with you in that I don't think evidence wise they had it, but I think what Canepa did, thank you, Jennifer, very much appreciated. And Jen, Um, yeah, I'm kinda with you in that we all know he did it. We all know he was there. Like Wilson said yesterday, he didn't sit this one out, but you're working on Jake's word, Angela's word, essentially, because there was nothing else on George. But hey, jurors can use common sense. And this is a circumstantial case that's backed by two co-defendants saying you were there. And I thought Wilson did a good job yesterday when he really said, look, we didn't tell Angela what Jake said in his proffer. We want a confirmation. And he said, you lay them on top of each other, they match. So that makes sense. And I think that is, I really hope this audio comes through for you guys because I have never done this. I've never shared my screen. Boy, I got it jacked up. When they come on, it's gonna make me jump. Trying to keep up with everything. And that's true, Terry. That's been what I've said the whole trial. You can't prove he's there. Yes. Jennifer, I appreciate you saying you're gonna stick with the channel because I'm staying. I will just pick up cases and we will throw some justice up every night. University of Idaho. I'm really, really invested in that one. Thank goodness for social media. Started over on Twitter. Thank you, Gigi. Angie, good to have you, girl. Um, yeah, the sound in this courtroom is not the best. What I could do is if you guys don't hear volume, let me know and I will pull up the feed on my phone and put it up to the mic. We're gonna have plan B. Yeah, verdict already. Those of you that are just coming in, we have a verdict. Okay, everybody put in here what you think. Guilty, not guilty. We know it ain't hung. They got a verdict. All right, I got pulled up if this sound don't work. So the jury, let's see. They did not bring Jake's testimony guilty. Everybody pretty much says guilty. If the YouTube app is broken, open YouTube on your internet browser is what somebody is saying. Apparently it's system wide. It's not just me. Thank you so much, Leslie. I appreciate that. Let me throw that up on the screen. Guilty, but not sure on all 22. Maybe. I mean, they've had a lot of time to think about this, and it could be they go in and say, okay, where's everybody at? Do we have anybody who doubts anything? Wow. Thank you very much. Make Wait, make update with I have to check that out. You got a YouTube channel. Oh, here we go. Wait, no, no. Is family coming in? Looks like family. I don't think they have audio ran to this yet. So uh Jacqueline says not guilty. It is a possibility until it's read. 888 people. That's a lucky number, y'all. Maybe we're about to see. Oh, Miss Geneva, look, y'all. Bless it. Her 2 baby boys and 3 grandkids and a future granddaughter-in-law, nephews. That woman, what she's been dealt is something none of us ever can imagine, nor should we ever hope to God we never do. Bless her heart. I just want to give her a big fat hug. I might just go to Pike County, give her a big hug. She's been there, so much, so faithful for her family when her health is not good. They don't have accessibility to get her in that courtroom. So it is a struggle for her to get there. They don't have elevators, I don't think. So she refresh. I'm a few minutes behind. Okay. All right, let me refresh. Hold on. Look at Wilson. He's got the paces. Okay. Let me know if you guys can hear. Can you guys hear that? Let me make sure I'm not muted. Wait. Can you guys hear clearly? Can you guys hear any of that? No? Okay, so here's what we're doing, y'all. I'm going to do like in the 80s when I wanted to get something. I had to sit there, as you guys know, with your I'm going to have to pull it up. Yeah, YouTube app's down. Wow. Hang on, guys. Bear with me. You had to put your little Walkman up to the speakers and all right, here we go. No, that's me. Pulled myself up. We'll see who we see in there. Anybody see Ann Jeanette? Everyone get their tissues ready. Man, thank you, Leslie. I appreciate that so much. What a bad time for the YouTube app to be down, huh? I mean, really? Okay, I do have it. So I'm going to take my little windscreen off so that way you guys can hear. There's Canepa going up to Geneva. Let me maximize this. There we go. It's been 6 years for her, y'all. I know I've said she has struggled in this case at times, and it's just true that she has, but 6 years of her life, man, living, eating, breathing this case, justice, and if they get a guilty verdict right now, that's all that matters. That's all that matters is okay. There's no sound right now. Or is there sound and I'm not hearing? I'm nervous too, Ashley. What are they whispering? Probably, hey, this is probably a good thing. This was quick. They won't turn the sound on till the judge is in. That's all right. So we'll see if we can hear it on here. But you guys said you couldn't hear the commercial, so. But I got this ready, so I'll stick this right up. Y'all can tell me if you hear it. If he's guilty, Wilson won the case. I think that could be true. Do I have sound here? You guys can hear me here, right? Oh, you did hear the ad. Great. Okay, so then we're good. So then we can just yeah, Christy, you never know. It's usually good when it's quick. Hey, Becca, thank you for letting me know. Thank you guys for letting me know you can hear me. Boy, Look, everybody's just kind of, these people on the back are a little nervous. Bless their hearts. You think about like April Manley. Oh, thank you so much. I love you too. From Greenville, Dallas. I love Dallas. Yeah, it was quick. Thank you, Kelly Langford. I appreciate that so much. This chat is flying by, but thank you very much. Um, yeah, I mean, quick is usually, for the state. But hey, no matter how sloppy the case was or how wishy-washy, if they get their whoa, I think the cameraman's passing out, y'all. Is he tilting on y'all's feed? Woo. Okay. Um, let's see here. What was oh, I love you too, Arrow. Y'all are my people. Okay, Fox 19, just sound, not a court yet. Okay, yeah. Now, here's what you're gonna find. Here comes George. Look, let's see what he looks like. Oh no, dude, he don't look happy. He knows what's up. He knows what's up. Parker, look, they know what's up, y'all. Red faces. Parker did not look happy. Butterfly, me too. I really said to Friday. I really thought, here it comes, Kelly says. Put it on slow. Yeah, I'm still learning how to do this. I used to go live with Fruit Loop, but then I didn't go live when she left the podcast because but now I'm kind of used to it, but I don't know how to do all these controls. OJ and hey, Jessica, that's a really good point. OJ and Casey Anthony were quick too. Parker just looks like he could fall over at any moment. I know, Big E, man. He has followed this case from day one. Thank you, Melanie. We have a verdict, Aubrey. We are about to hear it any second. As soon as that judge and the jury comes in, it's game time. Yeah, Parker might need a little drinky drink tonight after all this. He's looking a little stressed. He does the finger tapping, yeah. George's vein in his forehead's popping out. Blood pressure's up, y'all. Hi, Jaquinta. Yeah. Yeah, I think this is going to be guilty. So, after this, he goes to the big house. They deliberated. I had the time up just a minute ago, Ange. It was like 7 hours, 24 minutes, and some seconds, I think. If not that, then pretty darn close. Parker did his best. I do agree with that. It's hard because I think the one thing Angela Canepa did so well was from day one, she really made it clear this family was a unit and they functioned together. And that maybe really, I think, was the case. I mean, you have Jake and Angela, but we don't know what prison he'll go to. So 7 hours, 26 minutes, 15 seconds. Sorry. Yeah. So, I mean, not long. Oh, Allison, thank you so much. I appreciate that. 4 guards on him now. Yeah. They worry about outbursts, if he were to have a freak out moment. Can't stop thinking about the victims. Nancy, me too. And when they showed Hannah Hazel and Frankie's body, thank you, Mandy, the other day, it drove it home and away from me that hasn't been driven home yet because you see that poor, young set of parents. And then you see the marks on her belly where the baby clearly was patting her. And so we can think about the crime scenes, but it shocked me to my core when I saw that because it was brutal. It was brutal. And I didn't think it would be anything less than brutal. But my heart was not ready for that. His attorneys look disgusted. Parker's face is so red. Like it's highlighting his eyebrows because they're light. Oh, you're welcome, April. I'm just glad I'm here. I was about to leave to go get my Grammy's prescriptions and take her groceries and get her some supper. And then I called and I was like, Grammy, I'm going to be a little late. Why? Something wrong? We got verdict. Let me tune in. So, yeah. Okay. So clearly we don't have audio. Let me see. Let me make sure what's up. I'm not. Oh, here we go. Let me know if you guys can hear this audio.
155, the defendant was present in court with his attorneys, John Parker and Richard Nash. The state is represented by prosecuting attorney Rob Johnson, special prosecuting attorneys Angela Canepa and Andrew Wilson. Also, Special Agent Brian Scheider of the Ohio BCI is also present. We've been informed that the jury has been deliberating all day, have reached a verdict. Is state ready to have the jury brought up for announcement of the jury?
We are, Your Honor.
This is the country.
Yeah.
My volume is all the way up, so I could try to stick this in the microphone. Let me try that. Sorry, my kids are coming in from school. I'm live. We got a verdict. There's 1,049 people watching y'all come in from school. Did you have a good day?
Yeah, I took that one home.
Did you really? All right, cool. Don't yell because my volume is what? I will talk in my inside voice, Laura. Oh boy. I wonder what Georgia's heart rate is right now. Oh no. Hey Lottie. Jennifer, my heart's pounding too. I don't do good with Verdict Watch. I'm always a hot mess. I need Valium just for Verdict Watch. Donna, thank you so much. It means a lot to me. Somebody asked what I'm doing next. Murdoch. Here we go. It's go time. Polka, yes. I'm jealous, Angie.
You may be seated. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, have you reached the verdict?
Yes.
Would the foreman please, the foreperson, please hand the verdict forms to the bailiff here. There.
Finish out the verdict. I'm live, by the way. 1,064 people. This verdict. So make sure you got pants on. Rainbow, he's taking his time flipping through. Come on, George's gonna pass out. Look, even the bailiff in the back's red-faced. He's nervous. Yeah. Oh, Nash just took a deep breath. Yes. You rock. Thank you.
I will now read each individual verdict. And after I've read each verdict form, I will ask the jury what it is your verdict, and you should respond if it is. You should stand up and make it known to the court if it is not. All do appear to have all 12 signatures on every place that we would expect the jury to sign their verdict. Verdict as to count one, it says, we, the jury, find beyond a reasonable doubt that the defendant, George Washington Wagner IV, is guilty of aggravated murder as charged in count one of the indictment. It says, we, the jury, further find that the state of Ohio did prove beyond a reasonable doubt that the defendant, while committing the murder as charged in count one, have a firearm on or about his person or under his control, as alleged in count one, specification one to count one. It says, we further find that the state of Ohio did prove beyond a reasonable doubt that the defendant displayed the firearm, indicated that he possessed the firearm or used the firearm to facilitate the said offense of aggravated murder as charged in count one of the indictment, as alleged in specification two to count one. It says, we further find that the state of Ohio did prove beyond a reasonable doubt that the firearm the defendant had on or about his person or under his control while committing the offense of aggravated murder as charged in count one of the indictment was equipped with a firearm muffler or suppressor as alleged in specification three to count one. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, is that your verdict?
Yes.
Now, I'm going to shortcut a little bit on the next one, and the next few, but verdict, this states, this verdict form states, we, the jury, find beyond reasonable doubt that the defendant, George Washington Wagner IV, is guilty of aggravated murder as charged in count two of the indictment, and on the specifications, all three specifications are also found to be true by the jury. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, is that your verdict?
Yes.
As to count three, we, the jury, find beyond a reasonable doubt that the defendant, George Washington Wagner IV, is guilty of aggravated murder as charged in count three of the indictment. All three specifications are also found with respect to count three. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, is that your verdict? As to count four, we, the jury, find beyond a reasonable doubt that the defendant, George Washington Wagner IV, is guilty of aggravated murder as charged in count four of the indictment. All three specifications are also found to be true by the jury. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, is that your verdict?
Yes.
Verdict as to count five, we, the jury, find beyond a reasonable doubt that the defendant, George Washington Wagner IV, is guilty of aggravated murder as charged in count five of the indictment. All three specifications as to count five are also found to be true. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, is that your verdict?
Yes.
As to count six, we, the jury, find beyond a reasonable doubt that the defendant, George Washington Wagner IV, is guilty of aggravated murder as charged in count six of the indictment. All three specifications are also found to be true. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, is that your verdict?
Yes.
As to count seven, we, the jury, find beyond a reasonable doubt that the defendant, George Washington Wagner IV, is guilty of aggravated murder as charged in count seven of the indictment. All three specifications as to count seven are also found to be true. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, is that your verdict?
Yes.
Verdict as to count eight, we, the jury, find beyond a reasonable doubt that the defendant, George Washington Wagner, is guilty of aggravated murder as charged in count eight of the indictment. All three specifications to count eight are also found to be true. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, is that your verdict?
Yes.
As to count nine, we, the jury, find beyond a reasonable doubt that the defendant, George Washington Wagner IV, is guilty of conspiracy as charged in count nine of the indictment. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, is that your verdict as to count nine?
Yes.
Verdict as to count 10, we, the jury, find beyond a reasonable doubt that the defendant, George Washington Wagner, IV, is guilty of aggravated burglary as charged in count 10 of the indictment, and all three specifications as to count 10 are found to be true. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, is that true?
Yes.
Verdict as to count 11, we, the jury, find beyond a reasonable doubt that the defendant, George Washington Wagner, IV, is guilty of aggravated burglary as charged in count 11 of the indictment. All three specifications as to count 11 are also found to be true. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, is that true? Verdict as to count 11?
Yes.
Verdict as to count 12, we, the jury, find beyond a reasonable doubt that the defendant, George Washington Wagner, IV, is guilty of aggravated burglary as charged in count 12 of the indictment. All three firearm specifications are found to be true. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, is that your verdict?
Yes.
As to count 13, we, the jury, find beyond a reasonable doubt that the defendant, George Washington Wagner, IV, is guilty of aggravated burglary as charged in count 13 of the indictment, with all three specifications as to count 13 found to be true. Ladies and gentlemen, is that your verdict as to count 13?
Yes.
As to count 14, we, the jury, find beyond a reasonable doubt that the defendant, George Washington Wagner, IV, is guilty of unlawful possession of dangerous ordnance as charged in count 14 of the indictment, with the two specifications as to count 14 found to be true. Is that your verdict, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, with respect to count 14?
Yes.
Count 15, we, the jury, find beyond a reasonable doubt that the defendant, George Washington Wagner, IV, is guilty of tampering with evidence as charged in count 15 of the indictment. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, is that your verdict? Count 16, we, the jury, find beyond a reasonable doubt that the defendant, George Washington Wagner, IV, is guilty of tampering with evidence as charged in count 16 of the indictment. Is that your verdict, ladies and gentlemen, with respect to count 16?
Yes.
Count 17, we, the jury, find beyond a reasonable doubt that the defendant, George Washington Wagner, IV, is guilty of tampering with evidence as charged in count 17 of the indictment. Is that your verdict with respect to count 17? Count 18, we, the jury, find beyond a reasonable doubt that the defendant, George Washington Wagner, is guilty of forgery as charged in count 18 of the indictment. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, is that your verdict with respect to count 18?
Yes.
Verdict on count 19, we, the jury, find beyond a reasonable doubt that the defendant, George Washington Wagner, IV, is guilty of unauthorized use of property as charged in count 19 of the indictment. Ladies and gentlemen, is that your verdict with respect to count 19? Verdict as to count 20, we, the jury, find beyond a reasonable doubt that the defendant, George Washington Wagner, IV, is guilty of interception of wire, oral, or electronic communications as charged in count 20 of the indictment. Ladies and gentlemen, is that your verdict as to count 20?
Yes.
Count 21, we, the jury, find beyond a reasonable doubt that the defendant, George Washington Wagner, is guilty of obstructing justice as charged in count 21 of the indictment. The additional findings are, this has been, the additional findings circle that the crime or crimes for which the defendant intended to enter the apprehension, prosecution, conviction, or punishment of another, or for which the defendant intended to assist another to benefit from the commission of, are aggravated murder, aggravated burglary, conspiracy, unlawful possession, dangerous ordnance, tampering with evidence, forgery, unauthorized use of property, interception of wire, oral, or electronic communications, or engaging in pattern of corrupt activity. Those have all been circled. This form does not circle. However, there's an indication here, we, the jury, further find that the state of Ohio did not prove beyond a reasonable doubt that at least one of the crimes for which the defendant intended to hinder the apprehension, prosecution, conviction, or punishment of another, or at least one of the crimes for which the defendant intended to assist another to benefit from the commission of is a felony. So that is not circled. Was that an intentional thing? All right, so I don't know how
You mean
I'm
the
sorry.
did or did not?
Yes,
Yeah, that's unintentional.
I'm sorry.
Unintentional.
Okay, so there was an intention to circle one of the,
Correct.
we need to send them back down to jury room to do that.
Yeah.
Wow. That's it, y'all. Guilty. What? It all counts. Holy moly. Put an update out here. So that's it. Thank you guys for the kind comments about the trial and yep, he is not getting death. That was part of Jake's plea deal and they took it off the table just last week. So Erica, I think what they're going to do is they're going to have to send the jury back down to maybe sign something or circle something. But as you can see, they got these guys waiting behind him.
Go back to the jury room for the purposes of completing that form, but let me read the verdict as to count 22 first. The count 22 reads, we, the jury, find beyond a reasonable doubt that the defendant, George Washington Wagner IV, is guilty of engaging in a pattern of corrupt activity as charged in count 22 of the indictment, and all three specifications as to count 22 are found to be true. Ladies and gentlemen, the jury, is that your verdict with respect to count 22?
Yes.
All right. Terry, you want to have them go back down to the jury room. There's a spot on here where they are supposed to make a finding right there and express it on the jury form. Let's have them do that.
His hands are purple. Thank you, JC. Yeah, I saw that. Thank you, Shelly. Thanks, everybody, for the nice comments. I really do appreciate it. Right. It was just an oversight. We are all friends, Dixie Chicken. Y'all my people. Thank you, guys. Yeah, she died today, Deanna. You know, Kelly, that's my thought too, is as passionate as they were about defending their kids over this fake, made up conspiracy about abuse, had they been raised in a home that was loving and nurturing, I think they had the potential to be amazing fathers. If they could have had the same passion for just normal things and not these imaginary. Thank you, Heidi Joe. I'm not sure, Melanie, when he'll be sentenced. I don't know if that happens today. That's one thing I don't know. Thanks, Gambler. Hope you stick around because I'm going to be doing this all day, every day. Thank you, Tara. Wow, that was quick. I really thought we'd go to bed tonight with no verdict, but here we are. Verdict read. Let me see where Big E is. I'm not even going to tell you what Big E said he was going to do to delay this verdict. But can I just say it was drastic. He's a mess. I think me and Big E going to stick together on some other cases. Michelle, you sweetheart. Not only did you just donate, you're a mod for me, woman. Lisa, yeah. It's like, they're grown men and they made their decision. But, at the same time, it's really sad. Nature versus nurture. You take a perfectly squeaky clean newborn and put them in a really bad environment. The chances of them overcoming that, a lot of people do. But they chose not to. They chose to be just that. So they only uh, have themselves to blame. He could have called. He could have called it off. He could have busted his family. Really, I mean, oh, thank you, Kitty. You know, to say he didn't know a thing, it just doesn't fit up with what we know about that family and how they operate. So, but George and Billy did a disservice. I mean, Angela and Billy. Here we go.
With respect to count 21, states we, the jury, find beyond reasonable doubt that the defendant George Washington Wagner IV is guilty of obstructive justice as charged in count 21 of the indictment. As to the additional findings, it states we, the jury, further find that the state of Ohio did prove beyond reasonable doubt that at least one of the crimes for which the defendant intended to hinder the apprehension, prosecution, conviction, or punishment of another, or at least one of the crimes for which the defendant intended to assist another to benefit from the commission of is a felony. We, the jury, further find beyond reasonable doubt that the following is or are the crime or crimes for which the defendant intended to hinder the apprehension, prosecution, conviction, or punishment of another, or for which the defendant intended to assist another to benefit from the commission of. And circled there, and the instruction was to circle all that applies, circle all of the brackets below that conform to your findings. What they have circled is aggravated murder, aggravated burglary, conspiracy, unlawful possession of dangerous ordnance, tampering with evidence, forgery, unlawful use of property, interception of wire, oral, or electronic communications, and engaging in a pattern of corrupt activity. Ladies and gentlemen, the jury, is that your verdict as to count 21 in your findings? Does counsel for either the state or the defense wish to have the jury poll?
On behalf of the state, we do.
River.
Do I have, well, let me, I can't see your jury numbers. Maybe if you hold them up there for me. Let me ask juror number A194. Your verdicts and findings as announced by the court. As to all? Yeah, correct. All right. And
Sorry, y'all.
A154, are these your jury, your verdict and findings as to all of the counts as just announced? A44, are
They can come on my show tonight if they want.
all counts as just announced? Yes. All right. And A243, are these your verdicts and findings as to all counts just announced? Yes. And A210, are these your verdicts and findings as to all counts just announced? Yes. A249, are these your verdicts and findings as to all counts as just announced? Yes. In the back, B20, are these your verdicts and findings as to all counts as just announced? Yes. A226, are these your verdicts and findings as to all counts as just announced? Yes. A105, are these your verdicts and findings as to all counts as just announced? Yes. A116, are these your verdicts and findings as to all counts as just announced? Yes, sir.
Thank you, Jency.
Are these your verdicts and findings as to all counts as just announced? And
A129.
all right, and juror A129, are these your verdicts and findings as to all counts just announced?
Yes.
All right, is defense counsel satisfied with the whole?
Thank you.
The court intends to set a sentencing hearing. I will have the court's assignment commissioner work with counsel for both sides. I would like to set, I think counsel felt like maybe it would take maybe a couple of weeks to organize a sentencing memorandum. So that would make it about December 14. We have the holidays coming up, so the parameters would be between December 14 and December, whatever the last work day is before Christmas. So in that period of time, the assignment commission will work with counsel in order to do that. At least 3 days before the sentencing hearing itself, I'm directing counsel for each side to file a sentencing memorandum. It doesn't have to be, and probably should not be terribly lengthy, but should cover whatever counsel feels the court should consider, and plus the recommendations of the state and the defense concerning the sentencing. Is there anything further from counsel for the state or counsel for the defense at this time?
Thank you, Jessica.
I know I made this comment to the court, but I would like an opportunity to speak with the jury. I know they don't have to, and I think the court is going to instruct them that way. So, but I just wanted to make that known. I don't know how else to make it known.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, and this would include all of them, including the alternates, the court is not permitted to comment concerning a verdict of the jury. So nothing that I say should indicate the court's agreement with or disagreement with the verdict. That the verdicts are strictly in the prerogative of the, in the jurisdiction, I guess, of the jury. The court cannot comment on that. I'm not commenting on that. However, your attentiveness and your dedication to duty have been noticed and are greatly appreciated by the court. I want to state something here for you, though, so that I make sure everybody understands this. You may understand it anyway. You are now released from the admonition not to discuss this case. You may discuss your verdict and your deliberations and your experiences as a juror with others.
If y'all know a juror, send them my way.
Required to do that.
Ashley, they said about December 14th.
Whether or not you will discuss such matters. In the event, in any event, I guess I should say, whether you discuss them or not with others, you should be careful concerning what you say, whether it's to family members or discussing it with other people. You should make no statement, verbal or writing, unless you are sure that it is complete and correct. You should make no statement that you would not be willing to make under oath in the presence of the court or other jurors, or in the presence of the litigants and their respective counsel. In other words, don't just speak off the cuff and say something that you might later regret that you had said. If your statements are to the press, remember your name and your statement may appear in print. Probably will use only the part that the one reporting considers sufficiently newsworthy or challenging. But just remember that. Now, as jurors, you've served as public officers, really, of the court. When you're discharged, which will be immediately, and I leave the bench, your services are completed. And you'll be receiving some compensation, not nearly enough for the work that you did, but you'll be receiving that. It will be mailed to you, is my understanding. We're mailing that compensation to
What, like $4 a day?
county.
Thank you, Jen
And
C.
you have all the rights of private citizens, all right? It's the lawyer's duty to protect those rights and to protect your desire not to talk about this case, if that's your choice, if that's your decision. It is improper and unethical for a lawyer or anyone else to harass, entice, or exert improper influence to you for the purpose of getting you to talk about the case. It is your individual choice whether you talk about the case. Does counsel for the state or counsel for the defense have anything further?
No, thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are discharged.
All right, so we don't need audio at this point, I don't think. They're going to swoop in and take the convicted murderer out of there. So, oh, thank you guys who have donated. Look, guys, there's April Manley who found, she was there when they found Frankie and Hannah Hazel's body. She rode, I believe, with baby Kylie to the hospital. You know, you think about the verdict and this family, I'm sure that gives them some peace, but at the same time, their lives, we talked about this last night, never going to be the same. There's going to be a gaping hole in that family that will be evident every day. I think I heard sentencing maybe December 14th, around that time. Look at Geneva. Justice for her 2 sons, her 3 grandkids, her daughter-in-law, nephews. Her burden is heavy, y'all. All their burdens are heavy. These that walked in and saw these bodies, can you imagine? Seeing that every night when you close your eyes. People will never be the same. There's the clutch hitter, Wilson, who I think oh, look, guys. Look at that. There he goes. There he goes. I was so wrong. I thought this was going to be a hung jury for sure. That was sweet to see Andy give such a big, big hug, y'all. He did a great job for the state. And look, Canepa, right? I think she's been overwhelmed a bit, but look, guilty verdict today, it don't matter. If it was sloppy at times, it still resulted in a guilty verdict. So, wow. Lost your 31-year-old son 6 years ago. It affects every aspect of life. I can't imagine. My grandmother, my Grammy, lost her daughter, her youngest daughter, on Mother's Day. My Aunt Angie died Mother's Day. So I've seen what she's been through, and yep, he's done. Well, I'm wondering, Big E is off the grid. Wait, oh, yep, he's off the grid. Let me ask him, where you at? I know the Piketon Massacre girls were in town today. He was going to hang out with them, but he was driving with Jamie the route. Look at the family, guys. Look at them. 2 in prison really for the rest of their life. If Angela gets out at 84, what's she going to do? She's not going to have any family. Those grandkids probably half remember her at this point anyway. Kids don't have these long-term memories when they're 2. My grandfather died. My dad's dad died when I was 5. I remember small things, but not a whole lot. And I'm sure that tears Angela up every day. Not only that she has had no hand in their life for over 4 years, but that these kids aren't going to remember her. And when they're old enough to get on the internet or to hear the whole story from family, they're going to hate her. They're going to hate Jake. They're going to hate George. They're going to hate Billy. Look at Geneva. Aw. 6 years, guys, right here, this moment, right here. It's what this family's been waiting for. Think of Donald Stone, who walked in and found Kenneth. Bobby Joe, who went in and found Chris Sr. and Gary. This is their day. Oh, look. Wow. I have goosebumps, y'all. I have goosebumps all over. Bless her heart. Maybe Billy will just plead guilty and save them from going through this again. I kind of think maybe his lawyers are probably going to tell him, like, dude, don't even bother. But then he doesn't have death on the table, so maybe he will feel he's got nothing to lose. You think about Mr. Manley, Dana's dad, who did not live to see this day. He lived to see Jake and Angela plead guilty, but he did not live long enough to hear this verdict in court. So I'm sure it's very bittersweet in that way for the family too. It's sad in the beginning y'all. Thank you so much, Trish and Sheila. Appreciate you guys more than you know. Look, oh man, bless her heart. I appreciate y'all staying with me and watching. The older lady, Miss Murray, that is Chris Sr. and Kenneth's mom and the grandmother of little Chris, Frankie, and Hannah Hazel. And then her nephews were Gary. And then I think I said Hannah Hazel, Hannah May. And then Hannah Hazel would have been her granddaughter-in-law. So just, Biggie, Anjanette, Jamie, all those guys who have walked through this and sacrificed their time for us to sit in that courtroom and write. Sometimes Big E would bring me 15, or he would text me 15 pages of notes. Ro, you want to know something interesting? George has not had one supporter there the entire time. And Jeanette confirmed that. Not one person. The Lady and the Leopard. Let me see if I can find out who that is. Tabby and Beth. Yeah, Tabby can raise her son without. Because here's the thing. If he had been found not guilty or this Eva Slade, look, is she crying? Oh, she's my favorite, y'all. Look at her. I want to give her a hug. I want to give Epic Beard Dude, BCI Dude. I just want to hug them all. Look at Julia. I wonder now if it's okay for her to punch Parker because he was hard on her. Oh, look, this is all BCI people. Look, check it out. Big E actually bought a group of them lunch today. Julia, Ava Slade, and Agent Scheider. Yeah, you know, I guess they really get attached to these victims in a way because they watch the progression of the investigation and they watch. Thank you so much, Jackie. You know, they watch the progression of the investigation go from drug cartel to, well, maybe this has something to do with it after those Facebook messages came into view. So it's personal for these guys. I respect these investigators so much. You look at how much time they take away from their families to do this and to be here and to seek justice. And 3 down, 1 to go, y'all. We'll see what Billy Boy wants to do. But I do know the outfits that they wear. Grandma Frederica dropped those off early on after they were arrested, I believe, and that was it. So that's why you see Jake and George in the same shirt, vest all the time. So nobody there to support them. It's interesting if you watch the videos of Angela. Thank you, Debs, June. Appreciate you so much. You guys are awesome. I know every podcaster says this, but I have the best listeners in the world. And if you came for this trial, stick around because we're going to keep doing this. Thank you, Geraldine. Very kind to you. Billy has no chance. No, there's no way Billy Wagner, of all people, are getting off. He'd do good just to plead guilty and let these people go in peace. Julia Eva Slade looks so beautiful. Yes, she does. Donna, you're not the only one that thinks that. So I'm kind of wondering, what do you guys think? Should I hook up with Eric, maybe Ann Jeanette tonight when we try to do another live? If they can swing it. I know Ann Jeanette's been very busy with this and then the University of Idaho, but I would really like to do a live since Linda, you're good. She's very laid back. So I think, yeah, so I'm going to get with Big E, see if we can get Ann Jeanette on, and we'll come back and do another live tonight. And we're just going to talk about, just do this, chew the fat. Ro, I appreciate you listening, because if you guys didn't listen, I would be, I don't know, where would I be? I'd probably be back in college for something. I don't know, 45. I still don't know what I'm going to be when I grow up, but I guess a podcaster. Geraldine, that's very, very kind. So, I will definitely, let me get with Big E and Jeanette, see if Jamie can come on, and I'll put the time out, but I do think if we do one, it'll probably be around 9. Just to give everybody time to get home and get settled. I know Ann Jeanette has kids. So yes, Geraldine, very much appreciated. So, oh Lord. Okay. So we're going to have the prosecution come up. They're going to give a statement. Might be a little while. Let me see who's texting. My phone's blown up. Thank you, Lisa Babcock, for the donation. I'm getting a few updates here. There's a person at my front door. Okay, well, they're just going to have to stay there. Oh, it's Sherlock. Did you guys hear my story about the cat today? So we have this cat. If you haven't listened to today's episode, then you don't know this story. So my cat, Bobcat, it's not my cat. It's a stray. Oh, who is this? Yeah, Deb's June. Thank you so much. Let me put this back on so we can watch this press conference. So I have this cat named Bobcat, and he's a stray, but like he knows he's gonna get fed by me because like strays just did Sherlock ring the doorbell. I have a ring cam. Like my house is like a fortress. I have cameras on every 5 feet because I'm just paranoid because I do true crime. So I'm just convinced, there's some crazy person outside my house. Julie, thank you so much. You are super kind. So the cat, we've had wind lately, and it's like Mary Poppins wind. If I went and put my umbrella out, I'd be flying off, right? So I look at the cat and I'm like, whoa, what? The cat looks like drunk. So I'm thinking maybe this cat has gotten into some fermented fruit or something. And then it hits me, and my mom saw this the other day too. Cats use their tails as like balance, and the wind was blowing so hard, this poor cat could not get its balance. So finally, it like sheltered up against my Jeep. So against the tire. It was so pitiful. I thought the cat was like, had a bad night out. A family member has been assigned to do a press conference. Interesting. Is he the one that got in your house and had a cat fight in the middle of the night? No, my neighborhood, it's like Kitty Lane. Everybody's cats come out. Yeah, that's what they tell me, Cindy. They say the cats love me when they do that, but if that's love, I'd hate to see hate. I'm just waiting for it to put it like an inch from my head when I'm sleeping. And then you guys are going to be reading my obituary because I will die a death right there. I don't know if you guys want to hang on for this, we can, or if you guys just want to go watch it yourself. My mom, sister, and I watch your show every day. We live long distance from each other, and it's one thing we have in common. Love your videos. That's awesome, Sarah. I appreciate that because, man, family's number one to me. So even my mom's following true crime right now. She never really did. She's very invested in Murdaugh. We know people that know the Murdaughs, though. So it's, yeah, Cynthia, this poor cat. I was like, the cat's drunk. Go home, kitty cat. You're drunk. Then I realized, no, he can't balance. Might be a few minutes. If she's talking to the jury, your cat brings you mice. Yeah, there was a severed mice head in the middle of my Persian rug the other day. So my dad has some friends who are from overseas in the Middle East, and he goes back once a year and gets these Persian rugs pretty much for free, right? And so we all have this nice Persian rugs in our house. They're like hand sewn. They're gorgeous. And for some daggum reason, y'all, these cats either chuck up their little hairballs. I got hardwood floors everywhere. Do they hit that? No, they don't. They hit the Persian rug. Oy vey. And now that's where they're putting dead mice heads or bird heads or whatever. Go check Granny for food. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. Get her so I can get back and see if I can do a live. So I'm gonna head out. You guys, this is on YouTube. Let me put the link right now where you guys can grab it if you don't have it on. And what we'll do is we'll talk about this tonight. Amy, thank you so much. You are amazing. I appreciate that. Hey, Sherry. Oh, no, here we go. We're going to watch this.
Tell me, what's your reaction to the verdict?
Family.
My reaction to the verdict, I would like to start by saying I would like to thank the citizens of Pike County. I would like to thank the citizens of the state of Ohio for bearing this burden that should have never happened to this family in Southern Ohio.
Just commenting, Tony, about how the relationship seemed to be one of affection between the Wagners and at least your brother Chris and so forth. What do you make of all this madness?
You said the word.
Madness. What did you feel when you heard the first guilty verdict? What was going through your mind, and anyone else you'd care to comment?
I feel sorry for him.
Why is that? Why?
Because he is human.
How do you find the humanity at a time like this when he did so much to your family?
I think we all have human in us.
Wow.
There's just a difference in us.
Tony, what did your mom say?
That's between us.
Okay.
Tony, this has been such a long, awful road for you all. I'm sure you're feeling a lot of emotions, but can you give us any sense of what you're feeling just right now?
A little bit of peace.
Thank you, Deborah.
We still have a long road to go.
Thank you, Amy.
We'll get there.
This is Chris Sr.'s brother, y'all.
This now put pressure on Billy to plead guilty.
We can only hope. We can do it.
What would you share some thoughts about your loved ones that sadly are no longer with us? Because we concentrated so much on the legal proceedings, I can't even fathom. Just take a moment to talk about your loved ones.
They were human beings. Yeah, they were human beings. They're gone. Nothing we can do on this earth will ever bring them back.
Sounds like you have hope and faith that maybe you'll be reunited one day.
And, there is a judge and a jury on this earth, but there is a God. You gotta believe in somebody.
George
Does
Wagner
the
will
family
likely
have
2 counts came back guilty.
Does the family have
We
a
are
reaction?
glad that it did come back, but you have to realize George Wagner is human. You know, they just didn't show it on that night.
George Wagner
Does-
won't face the death penalty. How do you feel about that?
Family of some of the things that were happening and some of the things that they said about your family that came out during this trial.
I think we all say things that we shouldn't say in life, and you just have to find a way to step around it and find the innocent, side of everybody.
Tony, I'm not going to mention the names of the children because that's personal to you and that's been my tact. But the world has been watching this, praying that, the granddaughter is, your loved one is well. What can you tell us about that situation?
She is very well being taken care of.
She's turned 9 years old, right, Tony? What would you say to George Wagner for? What message you have to him?
It should have never happened. Should have never happened.
Never.
If he really loved his child, it should have never happened.
And he said he loved
Tony, you
Hannah
guys
too.
have been in almost every one of these for 4 years now that you've been here.
Yes.
I guess how have you gotten through coming here to each of these hearings and sitting there and watching
It's
this?
family. If you have family support, you can make it.
We'll hang on to each other. That's right.
Yes.
He won't face the death penalty. How do you feel about that?
Tony,
That's a tough one. I can't answer that.
Sorry,
when
given
Dick
what-
testified earlier in the trial, apparently he looked at the family and said, "I'm sorry." What was your reaction to that?
Sorry for what? For being not human? Fell on deaf ears.
how difficult, Tony, was it for you all to sit there and watch him talk about this in such a cavalier fashion?
I believe you can answer that yourself. You was there. Most of you was there.
Talk about Geneva a little bit. Been through this, been through a lot. How's she doing now? How's she coping?
That's the rock.
She's holding up great.
That's the rock.
She's awesome.
She's the one got us this far.
Yeah, Tony,
Her and Judy.
what's something
And-
that gives you hope right now?
Andrea.
Yeah. Question: what's something that gives you hope right now? What gives you hope right now?
We're one step closer.
Tony, what's in your heart right now?
A little bit of peace. Yeah, a little bit of peace.
What do you mean one step closer, Tony? One step closer. Meaning there's one more to go, Billy Wagner? Or what?
Well, we have to do that. We have to do that. I think as a victim, you have to take those steps. You all know that.
I think as we all listen to you, I have a sense that you're just gracious. You just seem like a very peaceful, gracious person.
That's just who he is.
Which I think is a lot
Reasonable
more
one of
than a
us.
lot of us could say from a lot of people we know.
Like I said, a lot of it is your upbringing and the people around you and family that you believe in. And if you have that, you can be at peace.
This is really our first chance to hear from you and the whole family. It's so enormous for any of us to get our minds around what happened. That's the reality. But you're living it. Do you, as we Christmas, will you just be able to kind of be still a little bit more easily? And you've lost so much, I can't even fathom. So nobody can, but you're living this nightmare. What is that like?
We just want to be left alone and enjoy our family during the holidays.
Might
Just
you
what
say
everybody wants to do.
Might you say anything about the investigation and the prosecution team? It seems as though there was a bond there.
They all done a wonderful job. We'd never be here without them.
They've done a great job.
It's been 6.5,
Thank you, Just Jake.
so we are very close.
What would you like
And
to say?
most of you have been around them too.
What would you like to say to the jury?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. What's a tough burden?
Yeah.
None of us can say what they dealt with.
What does the day mean to Chris Sr., to Dana, to Hannah, to Chris Jr., to Gary together? Frank.
A little bit of peace. A little bit of peace.
They can rest in peace?
Not yet.
Not yet, no, not yet.
Not yet.
You got one more to go, right?
Got one more to go?
Tony, just really, I was surprised, maybe not surprised, but you guys are very gracious. You're talking about you have humanity, you're a human, that George is a human. Where does that come from? You said upbringing.
The lady that's standing in that building. That's where it comes from.
Your mom.
She's right.
Because it'd be real easy to be just mad and angry and everything else. And I don't sense that, you'll have that in your hearts. That's
You
incredible.
didn't see that.
Yeah.
You didn't see that.
You've been very stoic and just handle it as it comes, right?
Yes.
We've also
How
been
many
incredibly
days?
patient. Where does that?
Guilty verdict, Paula. All counts.
You have to believe in somebody. I mean, if you don't believe in the people that's trying to prosecute this, you have to believe in somebody.
Well, let's ask to that point, and we won't belabor it. I know you guys you'll be done with this, but to Chris's point, walk us back for a minute because everyone wanted. I did a story about the Mexican cartel doing it in Cincinnati, wondering what had happened. What was it like those first couple of years before the arrest, where you just had no idea, presumably?
It's like if you would go rabbit hunting. Sometimes a rabbit will run in a hole and then he'll jump back out and run again. And that's what the investigators were doing. So it was very frustrating. But you have to believe.
Tony, what happens tonight for the family? Just talk about tonight. What happens tonight? What do you guys do tonight?
Where's the party?
We're going to go home, enjoy our family.
Yeah.
All your entire family?
easier
Your
tonight.
entire family?
We're going to go home and enjoy our family.
And sleep a little easier, like you
One
said.
thing that we don't take for granted anymore is we love the ones we got and never let go. Because you never know what's great.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Yes, sir.
Could we get the
April,
names?
and
That's April, and this is
April, did you want to say anything
Angela
else?
and Tony. And that's to Tony is his daughter,
No, that's his niece.
and name is.
Yeah, sorry.
Well, I think that is a lesson in grace. Wow. Yeah. So just a tight knit family all the way around. Thank you so much, Just Jake, for that. Where's the party? Um, am I going to show if Billy goes to trial? I'm going to be there with bells on, Joe. I will not miss Jake testifying for nothing next time. Becca, what a wonderful family. Yeah. I mean, just, the loss is unimaginable, but to focus on the ones they love and to say, we don't take anybody for granted anymore. I mean, it's a hard way to learn that lesson, but I bet you can't get a tighter knit family than those right there. You go through this kind of tragedy. It's kind of, look at Anjanette and her little puffy coat. She is staying warm, y'all. I used to have one of those before somebody stole it. And, it could be 20 degrees outside. Your girl was sweating. Man, yeah, that family is good-hearted, and man, all we can do is just wish them a little bit of peace in their life. Uh, Mindful just found your channel during the trial. I'm in Denmark. How about the Murdaugh trial? Yes, Murdaugh. I'm doing the exact same thing for Murdaugh that I did for Wagner. Daily updates. I'm actually going to be going down to that trial. I know people that know Alec and the family. So there's that aspect. So yeah, I'm gonna maybe go down to the beach house and commute from there. It's not too far. Definitely want to sit in on that one. So y'all have to join me for that. I may pick one up, this week. I don't know yet, but y'all stick with me. Those who came in for this, I think you can definitely have a little fun doing true crime as long as you don't do it at the expense of any victims or victims' families. And I try to keep it, a little lighthearted at times. It's heavy stuff. Those of you who follow true crime, you deal with the worst of humanity out there. And, so you really have to, I need to get Big E to get me some jurors on here. I would love to have a juror on here. Just an old close country family. You are so right, Patsy. That's how we are. We call ourselves a tribe. Me and my family. We all live right here near each other. And, we lost 2 this year, kind of back to back, but not 8 in one night in a murder. They were both sick. But man, I can't imagine what these people have had to live through for over 6 years now. April 22nd, 2016. So I'm glad to hear you guys aren't going anywhere. All right. So what I'm going to do, Donna, yes, I'm all over Murdaugh. Christine, I'm glad you found me. Thanks to everybody for the super chat. I'm going to go get Grammy fed, go get her medicine, go hug her neck and tell her how much I love her. And then I'm going to get with Biggie and Anjanette and see if we do a live. So keep an eye out. I'll post everywhere. The merch link doesn't work. Uh-oh. Did I pay the bill? Let me see. Let me throw that link out here. Yeah, it's real. What's cool to me is just like that resolution in the end when the families get the justice and then we all just can sit back and say, wow, I mean, that family just taught me something in 5 minutes, given a oppressor after justice. And yeah, you learn things from these trials, y'all, from these cases. All right. It does not work. What the world? Somebody said they've been here since Fruit Loop. Yeah, she's doing great, y'all. She's really, really busy with her mission, and that's where her heart is. And you know, that's how we roll, is we support each other no matter what we do. So she's doing great. I will tell her. Everybody says, hey, I wonder why the link's not working. Okay, I will get on this link, y'all. I'm going to copy and paste it one more time. Big thank you to the moderators for keeping this. Paula, thank you so much. I appreciate that more than you know. All right, guys. I'll let you know about a live. I'll keep you updated. I'll put it on Facebook, Twitter. I'll put a thing on YouTube if you're not on social media. Hopefully we can get everybody tonight and just sit back now, and there's nothing there's nothing to wait on. It's over. I'm sure there'll be an appeal, but I don't think it'll go that far. So, guys, thank y'all for watching this with me. This is actually my first live verdict watch with a group with live. So thank y'all. It's fun. We'll have to do this for every trial we cover now. Thank you, guys. I'm going to go take care of me, Grammy. And I think she's watching. So, Grammy, I'm on my way. All right. We'll see you guys hopefully later tonight. Y'all be good.